All right, it says I am live. You can't really see me all that well. If I go this way, though, you can. I'm being lit up by the moonlight. I'm being lit up by the moonlight. So, hey, everybody, welcome. So, I'm outside here. It is clear. There are still some high clouds. There's still some high clouds going on. Um, So I still have to do a sky alignment on my main scope here, the 8-inch Nexstar 8SE. I've also got the new 5-inch out here too, and I did a star line with that earlier. Hey everybody! Hope you can see me a little bit in this moonlight. See, you can see there's the moon right behind me there. So very cool. You can see it's pretty bright out here. You can see Sirius behind me there, right there, twinkling, twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Yeah, I mean he's pretty low, but actually for being as low as it is, it's pretty good. And you know what? I'm looking at the rest of the sky, and I'm looking at the stars, and they are not really twinkling all that much at all. So I think I've got some nice seeing here. Got that nice moonlight though. What I'm going to try really, really quick is I'm going to point this thing at the moon. I'm going to point the C5 at the moon, and I'm going to put the smartphone up to the eyepiece and see if you yeah, I'm just going to hand hold it, right? Just hand hold and and see if we can see what we can see here. And I'm stalling a little bit because as I'm waiting for the clouds to clear up. But let's sort of see. Um, so I've got to switch this around like that, and we're gonna go right in here, right in there, and see if I can. Oh, this is really lame, right? Because I'm just holding this smartphone, the poor smartphone, on there, and I think I just moved the telescope, which is probably not a good thing. But I'm gonna get him back. Oh, I think that's the wrong way. So bear with me just for a second here. Now there it is. So let's see if we can hone in here. Get a get you a moderately decent view of the moon. I'm gonna try to move this thing. Oh, wrong way. Oh, I don't know where exactly this thing is going, so try to move it here. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's over there. Trying to center the. So now I'm going to focus the telescope on the cell phone, and I'm not really going to be able to hold it very well, but get the idea a little bit here. It's really lame, and this is definitely not what I'm going to be doing tonight. Just trying to focus. I think the cell phone is trying to focus too. Poor thing. Really making it work a little bit here. See if I can go the wrong way again. Look at all those internal reflections, huh? Oh, that's completely gone. Yeah. I'll have to get a holder or something for this. That'll be kind of cool. Let's see if I can get that up there. Which way is it gonna go? No, it's not going at all. Get the. Now I'm really starting to stall now. That's no good. That's no good. Why isn't this thing tracking? Ah, because. There we go. That's what happens when you push too many of the wrong buttons on these things. Anyway, everybody's seen the moon before, so I'm not gonna hang on this too long here. Just not worth it. Oh. Not worth the effort to try too hard to get that in there. Anyway, yeah, there's the moon. Anyway, so this is through the new C5, which was kindly donated to me from a lady who actually just passed yesterday. Just yesterday. So I just got the scope yesterday, and that's sort of the one of the pretty interesting things about this is that, okay, I'm back now, is that I was to meet this lady's friend at 9:30 a.m. yesterday morning to pick this scope up, and apparently that lady passed at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, or yesterday morning. So pretty wild. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get over to my main scope over here, and I will get you situated so you can see all the shenanigans going on my main screen here, like we always do. And let me try to level that up a little bit, eh? Let's see if I can get this so it's a little more level for you. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so I've got to do the whole shebang here, right? I've got to do the sky alignment, and then I've got to focus, and then I'm going to get to work, all right? So let's do that first. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn off autosave, and I'm going to go ahead and reset this to 0, and might as well set this to star 2. So we're going to be going after star number 2. Already chosen the correct folder and everything. And we're going to go to light here. And we're going to just wonk this all the way up as far as we can go. And we're going to do short exposures. I actually need the red light to see my black keyboard. I'm just going to keep that red light on. You can see my nice red light there. It's always beautiful. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. It's a pretty nice night tonight. And you know, it's the one nice thing about the moon being out, right, is that with these high clouds, I can see them all, right? I'm located at such a dark site that usually I can't see any clouds at all. They just they look like blank pieces of sky where there aren't any stars. And with these high thin clouds, like what I've sort of got right now, to my north and to my east, um, I wouldn't see them. But because the moon is backlighting them, and the moon looks like it's in Gemini right now, um, that makes it really nice. So I'm going to go to 3x3 binnings, so my readout is really fast. And I've got 1/10 of a second exposures. Here we go. Okay, so I need to do um, my sky alignment. I'm going to take my paddle here and quickly, well, not so quickly, but do it. Skyline. I like to do the 2-star alignment, not any particular reason. So it's going to be 19, 16, 0, 0. And I'm just going to read it off the computer here. That's probably going to be close enough. I'm just going to wait for 1916. I'm looking at the clock down here, waiting for 1916. This is all local time, which sort of drives me a little nuts, but that's okay. And it's, when you're waiting for the minute hand to move, it moves very slowly. So there it goes. Okay. So standard time, mountain, and it is 011919. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna do. Let's do. Capella is pretty darn high. Let's see if I can see Capella. I've got one problem, sort of a problem with this scope, is that I can't point very high in the sky. And Capella is pretty high in terms of altitude. So what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to zoom in. I'll turn this around. Try to do that thing. So you can sort of see the little 3x3 there. Okay. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to see Capella. Yes. Okay. It's low enough in the sky that I can get it, so that's good. So it should be pretty close there. There it is. So again, I want to put this, actually that's really close. Oh shoot, I didn't choose Capella. Now it's a race. I'm gonna have to move it again, which is a bummer. Capella. There, I got it. That's kind of close to the center. It's probably good enough. Let's do Betelgeuse. Quick little star alignment here. Gotta do it. Gotta do the star alignment. Whoop, sorry about that. Bumped you a little bit. There's Betelgeuse. It's a little tiny bit. Let's see how close we get here. Okay, it's moving that away. I'm gonna try to jerk it over really quick, but I'm not going to get there, am I? Okay, so we got to go up. I think it's up. I hope it's up. Find out. If it keeps moving down, then I gotta... Okay, so I gotta move it way up here, because I've got to sort of approach this alignment correctly. So I've got to go sort of off screen. Ah, I went too far. Wah. A little too far. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Things are good here. It's dry. Now I'm gonna move this up, way up. And then I've got to come back down. So that's just fine. I don't care. This is fine. Got to engage those gears. That's the whole point here. And I want it to get about as close to the center as I possibly can. So let's see. That's going to drift in pretty darn close. Right there. Alignment success. Yay. Okay, so let's do a focus. So I put the Bahtinov mask on here, and you can see that it's drifting, it's tracking down again, which is annoying, but that's life. It's life. You can see that the star is so bright, even with a 1/10 of a second exposure, that it's just blasting the CCD camera. It's leaving little ghosts. Leaving little ghosts. Come on, where are you? Do I have to say your name 3 times? Is that what I have to do? Because I want to get the Bahtinov lens on there, or the mask on there. But Betelgeuse has to be in the field of view in order to see it. So let's just sing a song while I'm tracking. Huh. Let me look in the finder scope here. See where I am. Oh, I'm way off. Guess I was sort of going the wrong way. Have to remember that. There it is. Let's see how good the tracking is. Now, does that mean that I have to, in order to do that, find out here. It's all part of the game. Got to play the tracking game and the focus game. Oh, don't know where you went. Probably went too high. Should be coming in here. Come on, baby. I know you're there. There you are, little one. Now let's see how bad the tracking is. I'm gonna move it up, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to throw the Batnoff on there and check focus. So the idea with the Batnoff mask is that this central spike here needs to be right in the middle of the other two. And I'm looking at that, and actually I'm pretty happy with that. So focus is good. So yay, we are ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to get this star off the camera because it's just blasting the poor camera. Oh, I gotta stand up and actually grab the Batnoff mask. There we go. Okay, we're good. So I will show you my conditions. I'll show you the condition of my condition here. So let's see, where is it? Oh, let me zoom out here. You can see that I'm at 35.6 degrees Fahrenheit, and I don't know why it switches between that, and 36% humidity, but the humidity is going up, it says. Why do you keep changing? So you see the little arrow here that says it's moving up, but 36, oh, come on. 36 is just fine for me. 36 is gorgeous. All right, so I guess what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to walk around just a little bit, see how the clouds look. I'm currently seeing clouds to my east that are pretty much going all the way to the zenith right now. And I'm looking to my north, and yeah, pretty much how I can describe it right now is that the clouds are east of my meridian, and everything looks clear to the west. I'm not really seeing, I'm going to walk away here really quick. I'm not really seeing, yeah, well, yeah, I am seeing a few clouds to the west, but we'll see how that plays out. So I think in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mess a little bit with this pointing. One of the things that I'm going to do is, and something that I try to remember to do and I don't always, there's this really cool option in here. It's called, see if I can find it, Go To Approach. And what that does is, you know, because I've got such a largish weight on this telescope, it really, probably the weight of the scope plus the camera sort of exceeds what the mount can really deal with, at least according to the specs. So, but there's this thing called Go To Approach, which sort of does a little bit of a calibration. Is that it? No, it's not called Go To Approach. Sorry. Wrap. What? I don't remember what it's called then. Maybe it's under Utilities. Calibrate Go To. So what it does is it just sort of slews around and tries to figure out sort of what the best conditions are. Okay, so that's been done. Let's go to Rigel and see how well it's pointing tonight. Because I'm just sort of hanging here, waiting for the clouds to sort of go away. So I need to, and I'm not seeing any chatting. If there is chatting, I'm not seeing anything, for what it's worth. So, I mean, let's see. Rigel. Gotta scroll through this silly list here. Okay, I'm telling it to go to Rigel, and let's see how. Let's see if it appears in the field of view here. Well, pretty close. Pretty close. It's off to the top there. So yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's go to let's see, where else can we go? I want to sort of stay in this part of the sky. Well, let's go to M42 just because. Don't really care. It's just there. Messier objects. 042. So yeah, there it is. It's there. That's pretty good pointing. So not too bad. Tracking sort of sucks a little bit, but let's see if I can fix that. Taking away a little bit of the backlash. See how it stays there. So these are just 1/10 of a second exposures, right? They're just crazy short exposures. It's not tracking very well. I mean, I'm getting that kind of motion with a 1/10 of a second exposure. I'm going to get nasty tracking with 1 second exposures. But it sort of looks like if I take up the backlash, I try to keep my glove on, that's not too bad. That we can live with. Data values are pretty high, actually. So, oh, here, I'll zoom in for you. Here, so you can catch the fun. So yeah, that's definitely M42. Just the central portion, right? This is this field of view is about 12 arc minutes across, and about 9 arc minutes up and down. So I'm gonna bang it one more time up. See if I can get rid of that tiny little bit of tracking. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Okay. Alright, so I just have to compensate for the backlash. That's not a problem. I'm trying to think if there's any other... Well, you know what? There's M37. M37 is one of my favorite open clusters of all time. Let's go over there. Messier 037. It's pretty high in the sky, but we're good. That's M37's up in the constellation Auriga. Auriga the Goat. Of course, it's a open cluster. And yeah, hey, not too bad. Not too bad. So again, it's got a tracking, but I'm gonna bang on this a little bit. See if we can get it in there a little better. So yeah, the pointing is actually pretty decent tonight. Tracking continues to kind of be problematic, but I think if I take into account this backlash, it starts tracking pretty well. Pretty well. So, okay, yeah, that's actually pretty good tracking there. Again, these are just 1/10 of a second exposures, so my my maximum values here are really low. All right, I mean almost a noise. It's just, you know, the software here is just sort of auto stretching. So I'm gonna go to 1 by 1 binning and 1 second exposures. And we'll take a series of these. I'm going to have to zoom back out here because it's going to be a little bit bigger on the screen now. There we go. So still pretty small data values, right? Maximum value is like 1600, so that's not. And the tracking is a little funky. But not too bad. I'm gonna shoot it down one shot here and sort of see what that looks like. So, doesn't look too bad, I guess. Let's see what it does on the next one here. Dun, dun, dun. Still got clouds to my east, going pretty high up to the zenith. Yeah, I'm still tracking up a little bit. Let's see if I can bang that down. Let's look at the next one. We can actually go to my first target if we want, but there's really no point because I've got clouds over there still. Let's see. It's a little jerky there. This next one hopefully will be down a little bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. You can see there's one central bright star there, and then there's all these other dudes all around it. So yeah, that's not too bad. Doesn't look too bad. Okay. Well, clouds. A few high clouds, but they are moving out. It looks like they're moving out. I mean, I'm looking to my west and to my north, and all these clouds are actually moving to my southeast. So they're moving out. But they are lingering, which is a little unusual. But not too bad. And yeah, it's tracking. Tracking is. That's why it takes the little human touch here to make sure that targets are basically in the same field of view. What I do with this data, right, is I'll of course, you know, collect it, this way, and then I've written some special software where I can say, okay, in every single image, right? I want you to find like this pattern, like this star, and this star, right? Like 3 stars. Find that pattern in every single image. Um, Calculate how much it's moved, right? Because the tracking is going to make the image move around. So there's a shift, right? There's an X and a Y shift. There's also field rotation, right? Because this is an alt as mount, there's also field rotation. So this software I have calculates the shifts and it calculates the rotation, and then it stacks all the images. But we're actually seeing, these really faint dudes down here. These are like 13th magnitude stars, and I can see, um, like 20 of these 1-second exposures. I can do some relatively decent photometry on 13th magnitude stars or so, 13th, 14th, something like that. Most of these stars in this field of view are maybe roughly around like magnitude 11 or so. A lot of the brighter ones here. Trying to get that thing back up to where it should be in the middle. So that's why I've got to sit here and sort of manually guide. I don't have any auto guiding capabilities, but seeing looks really good. The focus looks really good. So yeah, I'm just sort of waiting for a clearer sky. I do have a nice clear patch over where I should be observing, so maybe it's time to start moving over to target number 2. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'll pull up my list here. I've got my list of stars, and we're going to be going after number 2, the second one, way up here, which I know that you can't see very well. I've also got a finder chart here, and target number 2 is actually this dude right. And I also know that you can't see that very well either, but there he is right there. He's the red one. The red one right there. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. So I've got these finder charts because the telescope could actually point anywhere, right? And you see the purple box here? That purple box is my field of view. So, if the telescope ends up pointing, say, over here, right, I'm not gonna, know necessarily until I start finding some star patterns, right? So hopefully the pointing will be good enough here. We're gonna find out right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna punch in those coordinates, and we're gonna go over and see, because like I said, I got maybe a little bit of cloud over there. It's kind of hard to tell, and that's a good thing, right? I don't want to see any clouds. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to go to an item on the little paddle called Go to RA Deck, and I'm going to punch in 0356 11.3, and then positive 014335. And I'm gonna switch modes again here. Abort this. I'm gonna go back to 3x3 binning. Because I need fast feedback. Okay, so we've got, it looks like we've got 4 stars here in a pattern. Like that. 4 stars in a pattern. Something like that. So now the trick is to sort of sit on this. Oh, I think that was me bumping the fairly close in magnitude. So let's see. I'm just wondering if I don't know if this one's actually my guy or not. It might be. It's possible. No, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. So it's gotta be around here somewhere else. I'm gonna switch you over to this field of view. So, you know, what I'm looking for somewhere in here, right, is that pattern of stars. And this, like I said, this is the hard part because things aren't lined up, right? My field of view is rotated, and I have to take that into account. So, but let's see. This is the thing that takes a little bit of time to figure out, get myself calibrated a little bit here. Should be able to see how I've got these 3 stars here. These 2 are about the same brightness, and then I've got this faint guy, and then I've got this faint guy way up at the top. And so, man, I should be able to see that pattern. And as you can see, here's my field of view box, but it's not going to be in that configuration. It's actually going to be rotated. So that's what makes it a little bit difficult. You have to do like these little mental exercises in order to figure out exactly where you are. But you should be pretty close, right? Here's a couple over here that, you know, there's 2 and there's 1, but yeah, I don't think that that's it. I don't think that that's it. These stars here go down to 15th magnitude, so I should be seeing pretty much everything. All the stars here I should be able to see in my field of view. So, this is definitely the hard part when it comes to doing this. Tracking is really good though. That's really nice that I can sort of sit here and look back and forth, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm flying between this and this, right? My eyes are going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, trying to see if I can find any patterns in all. And I want to see this, right? And I also know that there's a bright star up here, right? About as bright as these guys. So, shoot. Yeah, this is the job. This is definitely the job. And I'm pretty confident that I'm close, right? Let me really quick. I'm going to drop my paddle, and I'm gonna remind myself about how, okay, so let's go back up here and see, because as I said, is it possible that I've got this? No, you see how there's this like this distance here and this distance here are the same, right? If I go over here and look, I'm not really seeing that. I'm not really seeing that here at all. I'm not really seeing that kind of a pattern anywhere. So I'm going to remind myself about the field of view. Okay. So it's that size and it's rotated. It's rotated around. It could be anywhere here. It's not going to be these really bright stars. Definitely not. It's going to be these fainter guys. I mean, this guy here, right? This guy here is really faint. Super faint. So, okay. Let's keep going here. I'll get it. It's just, you know, like I say over and over and over again, you really have to be patient with yourself, and you know, there's no reason to stress or worry or anything about this kind of stuff. The tracking is doing remarkably well, so I'm really glad about that. But these, no, I keep coming back to these two wanting to be those two, but I'm not seeing that pattern. Definitely not seeing that pattern. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And this is at 142. And what's my 356? So 356 is about, yeah. Okay. And actually I've got it here. 59.047 and 1.72. So 59 point, pretty much at 59 and 1.72. Yeah, that's it. Just making sure that's the same, or that's the right star. we like to make sure of these things, huh? Dang. Let's zoom out a little bit more and see if there's anything. Nope, not those. If you see it, shout out. Give me a shout. Say, wait, there it is. There it is. With this pattern, I should be able to see it, though, at least eventually, right? Just the old brain has to configure things. So this distance is about a quarter of the field, right? So they're going to be pretty close to one another. See, that's why I keep thinking that's it. But the problem with that, right, is that I'm not seeing this other faint star here, right? This is a nice triangle, right? I'm gonna scooch that down a little bit. I'm actually gonna, let me scooch it down. Scooch. Come on, Scoochers. Might be nice to have that other bright star in there too, because I'm thinking that that bright star, which is going to be sort of in the upper left, that will give me a nice size gauge, you know, a gauge for the field of view size, right? And I can really determine see there's another star up there. And then there's that other one. Okay, I'm going to try to lock this in right there. See if I can. See, that's a beautiful pattern. Man, I should be able to lock on that. I should be able to see that pattern on my chart. So I'm going to try. Got to play with it a little bit here. Hold on. Patience, patience, patience. Oh, I think I moved it way too much. Ah, turkey. But I'll get it. No worries. No worries. This is why, you know, these particular live streams are probably not the most interesting for any viewers, because this is the work of collecting science data, right? It's tedious and monotonous, and for anybody watching, it's you know, not very interesting, I don't think. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and hopefully I didn't move it too far. So I'd just like to have it sit right there, because wow, I'm seeing a great pattern there, right? But I'd like it to be able to track a little better. I think I might have gotten it. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, see, so I've got these two stars, this one, this one, this one, and even a faint one by it, right? So these are really, really faint guys. But the cool thing is that this distance here, right, is this distance going across here, right? So now I can look over here and look for a pattern that's about that size, right? That has the characteristics that I'm looking for. And dang if I am not seeing it though. Zoom out a little bit, see if I can pick these suckers up. Not seeing much of anything, much to my chagrin. But I'll get it. I'll get it. This is the painful part. These are the things that I want to be able to nail down in like 5 or 10 minutes, right? Oh, there's another star way down here too. Look at that. They're all sort of in alignment. Ooh. Okay. Well, and we know that there's a bright star just off the field up here too. So, man, I've got all the corners. I've got all the corners and I cannot find this thing. Oh, it's driving me insane. It's insanity. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy that I cannot seem to see this pattern. Shoot. I'm gonna redial in the coordinates because maybe I typed them in wrong. Who knows? All right. Got to do it. So 0, 3, 0, 3, 5, 6, 1, 1.3, 1, 1.3, and positive 0, 1, 43, 35. Go back to the scope view here, and we're probably going to get those stars right back. Yep, we got those stars right back. And they're drifting down a little bit. So we're there. Okay, I'm there somewhere. But dang, if I cannot see it. I definitely cannot see it. This is my target star right here. But I'm looking for this pattern, right? I'm looking for this pattern. I mean, it's all I should need is that little triangle of stars. But I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. And these, I keep coming back to these two because they look so likely a candidate. And maybe it is. Except, where's this guy? See, if here's bright, fainter, really faint, right? Here's bright, fainter, really faint. But then where's this guy? So I don't think that's it. These guys look about the same magnitude too. More or less the same magnitude. So trailing up like this? Nope. Dang. This one's a toughie. This one's definitely a toughie. Being a little stubborn. See, we got that nice bright, well, not bright, but we've got this guy way up here too, right? It's right next to a faint star. So, yeah, gotta be in there somewhere. Gotta be in there somewhere. I've got a nice clear sky. I've got a little bit of cloud to the north, but that's moving west. It's moving out. Oh, let me scooch this guy up a little bit, because I've got to get these. And, you know, this is, well, I guess you call this practice. It is not easy. Let me tell you, it is not easy to be doing any of this. See if I can get those stars back in the field of view a little bit. Be nice. And those stars are definitely marking the the boundaries, right? I've got a couple of faint stars down here. And I'm looking for that triangle. That's what I'm really looking for, and I'm just not seeing that triangle anywhere. And I think I really do think that I'm really, really close, and I'm just not seeing it. The blind astronomer. Blind astronomer. Let's see here. Pointing probably, I mean, I can't assume that the pointing is really, really bad. I can't assume that. Because right before this, right, we tested this a little bit, and we were pretty darn close, right? Within a field of view off. So anywhere I'm looking here, this is my target. So I'm not going to be very far off of that at all. But I ain't seeing it. Definitely not seeing it. Pretty frustrating, of course. I almost, I'm almost to a point where I want to move on. I think I might want to move on to the next target. It's that's sort of going to be the MO here, is that if I'm not able to find a target within 10 minutes, I'm just going to move on. And I've spent much more time than 10 minutes on this guy. So let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. I'm going to abort this. I'm going to change this to star 3. Okay, I'm going to have to put the paddle down. Star 3. I'm not saving any of these images, and I probably should, but I'm not going to. Okay, so let's go to star 3. Let's go to the number 3 in the list here, right, which is 59.25 and 0.5 in deck. So 59.25. 59.25 is going to be here. I'll put that right in the middle. And then 0.5 in deck. Let's just see if we can find it here. I wonder. Whoops. I think it's probably this one down here. Let's see if that's 0.5. Yeah. Okay, so this is the guy that we're after now. Okay. That's the guy we're after. I've got a bunch of targets here, actually. So, well, let's see if we can get that one. Okay. So I'm going to punch in those coordinates. Go to RA in deck. It's going to be 0357. And I'm going to call it 01. Well, no. Let's go 0.8. 0.8. And it's going to be a positive 0032. Keep holding my paddle, I guess, because I'm going to need it. And here we go again. So seeing a couple of bright stars and this one up here making this kind of a shape, but they're really faint. Super, super faint. I'm going to see if I can move around a little bit, see if we can pick up some brighter stars somewhere. That's pretty hard to, you know, if I can't see a pattern, if I can't see a pattern at all, then I am lost. And it's now 8:11 p.m. So I'm gonna give myself just 10 minutes max on this again. But let's see if we can nail this one. Trying to move around a little bit. See if we can pick up some kind of pattern, star pattern. Got two stars here, but that's not good enough, and they're definitely not bright enough to be any of my targets. So that's why I'm going to move around a little bit, see if I can pick something else up. Okay, so there's three stars now. One way on the edge, this one, and this one. And this sort of defines my size of my field of view, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But offhand, I'm going to go back to my little field of view example. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's a pretty... Oh. Let's see if I can... I'm going to keep moving around a little bit here, see if I can pick up any other bright star patterns. Bright star patterns are stars right next to one another. You see how this one here is right next to another one? That would be nice to see that. Let's see if I can pick up anything here. There's a relatively bright one there. Not incredibly bright. This dude right there. That's probably about 12th or 13th magnitude. So let me move him up a little bit more. Okay, so there's another star down here. Not really seeing anything super bright. I'm going to move the other way, just because the pointing tests that I was doing before with the bright stars sort of indicated that my targets were off the top of the field of view. So I think maybe if I move these stars down, which I'm doing now, maybe we'll pick something up popping in up at the top. So I'm now 3 minutes into this, almost 4 minutes into this. Like I said, I'm going to give myself 10 minutes and then I'm going to move on. Because that's how it's got to be. It's sort of like taking the SAT, right? If you don't know the answer to the current question, you move on. So right now I'm I'm really lacking stars to see any patterns. Seeing faint stars, of course. Got a nice clear sky over there. But not seeing really much of a star pattern. So I can just keep moving around until I see something. I want to see some, some relatively bright stars and, of course, a pattern. So we'll keep moving around. There pops in another little star up here. Okay, here we go. Here's the cosmic ray. It'll go away on the next frame. Now look at this. There's a star here, 2 stars here, and 2 stars here. Do you see this pattern there? And it's sort of defining my field of view also. So let's see if I can dig on that. So this is the target I'm going after, this dude right there. And I'm gonna center him a little better. And again, I want to remind myself what my field of view is here. Okay. So and I think my box is actually sort of, well, it's hard to describe here just with the mouse, but that again is a pretty recognizable pattern. So I really should be able to pick that up. If I'm any good at all, right? If I'm any good at all, I will be able to pick this up. But if I'm not that good at it, then I won't. And I'm up to 7 minutes now. So I'm going to give myself a few more minutes. Maybe I'll go 15 minutes just because I'm still practicing a little bit. I really like this pattern of 4 stars though, right at the top. I'm going to move that. I'm going to move those down and see if there's anything else. Ooh. Okay. So now I've got a triangle of 3 stars over here and these 2. So these are really faint, right? These are really, really faint, but that's, I think, part of the problem that we're having is that I'm not really calibrating my magnitudes quite yet in my brain, right? I'm not quite sure if those faint stars correspond to these, or these, or these, right? Not quite sure. Not quite sure. Okay, I'm up to 8 minutes. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. Nope. Nope. The pointing should be pretty darn good. It's kind of strange that I'm not seeing any chat. I wonder. Ah, there we go. Hey, sorry about that. For some reason, my chat was turned off. So, okay, now I'm seeing the chat, and I'm catching up. Okay. Deep Sky Dude, Tom, Bobby, Tim. Yay. Okay. Thanks, you guys, for hanging with me here. Excelente. Oh, trying to put my glove back on, and I put it on backwards. Okay, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move a little. I'm gonna move these stars to the left a little bit and see if I can pick up anything else. Because, you know, I should. Okay, I'm at 10 minutes now. I should be seeing patterns. I should be able to pick these out, and I'm not. So the old brain is just not cooperating tonight. Ooh, there's a really bright one. There's a very bright one, which is good. Right, bright ones are nice. Let me scooch him over and down and see what else I can pick up. Because bright ones are good. Because they're easier for me to see on the chart. Ooh, here comes a lot of bright ones. Aha. Scooch him over a little bit more. Okay, so there's two bright targets. And I'm starting to develop a theory. Now I'm going to scooch these over to the left a little bit more because I'm thinking that that's not quite right. That's not quite right. Scooch them over a little tiny bit more. I'm actually really liking how this thing is tracking tonight. Once I sort of take up the slack a little bit, seems to be pretty happy. Okay, now look, if I can't get this pattern of stars, then there's something really wrong. I've been doing this for 12 minutes. 12 minutes is too long. Minutes is too long. And those are pretty bright stars. Those are probably target stars, I think. They don't have to be. They don't necessarily have to be, but wow. Painful, painful, painful. So 13 minutes on this thing. I've got two bright stars. I've got two brights. I've got one of the bright stars has two friends right next door, right? There's a bright one and a faint one right next door to him. that are going to be pretty close to each other in the form of a little triangle. When I look at the sky, I see triangles everywhere. So that's sort of what I tend to focus on, are the triangles. Move them down just a little tiny bit. Yeah, so he's really, really, really faint. But oh man, the seeing and the focus are just stupendous, absolutely stupendous. So I'm dying. I'm starting to die here now. Starting to go a little insane. And we're at 59.25. And we're at 0.5. Yeah, shoot. It's got to be. It's not this. Where's my little box? Dang. 16 minutes. 16 minutes. Shoot. Man, I am really not doing well with this today. I'm not doing well with this at all. I'm not happy about it either. Shoot. Let's I'm gonna move these stars up a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna move them down a little bit. See what's up above here, up above the field of view a little bit. See if anything else pops in. But I'm almost ready to go to the next one, which I'm not happy about having to do. Yeah, I think part of the problem is that I'm not calibrated to the star brightnesses, so I'm not quite sure how, like, this star translates to the size of the dot on the chart. I haven't calibrated that yet, and I need to do that because this is ridiculous, right? I mean, I'm going 17 minutes now trying to find these little dots in the sky. Got a little bit of cloud, it looks like, over there too. This tracking is actually doing really well tonight. Well, I'm gonna stick to this. I don't have anything going on, so as long as it's clear, I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna probably end this live stream pretty soon though. Just because it has been, what, about an hour and a half or so, and I really, really appreciate you guys coming along for the ride, watching the sad tale here. Yeah, should be collecting data. I'm not collecting data yet. All right, yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna let you all go. And like I said, tomorrow night's live stream is officially canceled because I want everybody to go watch the lunar eclipse. I'm gonna be, if it's clear out here, which I think it should be, I'm going to be out here observing. I'm going to be out here, you know, collecting photons and actually taking advantage of the fact that I'm going to have a dark sky on a full moon. So yeah, I'm going to take full advantage of that, and also have a clear sky, of course. So yeah, I'm going to be out here, but you all enjoy yourselves. Make sure to go out and, you know, if it's clear where you are and the eclipse is visible, go out and take a look. Take a look, because it's a beautiful thing. ERRT radio. This is what I've got. I'll show you. 34.7 Fahrenheit, 37% humidity, and steady. So I've got a good night ahead of me. This is what I'm going to be doing as long as I possibly can. So the targets that I'm going for have just passed the meridian, so I have at least another 2 hours, maybe about 3 hours or so. And yeah, ERRT, it's actually pretty comfortable out here. I mean, it's cold, right? I mean, it's a little bit cold, but I'm well dressed, and there's no wind, and except for not being able to find any of my targets tonight, I'm doing just great. I'm doing just great. But yeah, I think I'm gonna let all of you folks go. So take care, everybody. Have a great eclipse. There's a lot of live streams, so you know, make sure to watch those. Like I said, I'm gonna be out here observing. If it's clear, it's supposed to be clear. I'm gonna be out here observing. And so yeah, everybody have a great evening, a great day. Like I said, go out, watch the eclipse. It's pretty fun. These happen a couple times a year, so you know, if you miss one, yeah, it's no big deal, really. You'll see another one. You just have to know when. So no big deal. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna get out of here for now. So take care. Wish me luck. I hope I'm able to get at least a few of my targets marked off the list here. I should. I just sort of have to calibrate my brain, and sometimes that calibration's a tough nut. So, all right, everybody, well, take care, and let's see. I'm gonna switch views here. There we go. Yeah, you can see me. So, all right, take care, everybody. I'm being lit up by moonlight. This is moonlight. A little bit of screen light, maybe. You know, you can see that off the glasses. Bobby, you are too kind. But yeah, what you're mainly seeing here is moonlight. The moon is right up there, and I can see that there's actually a beautiful ring around it. So I'm going to take a photograph of that. So take care, everybody. I will see you later. Cheers, peace, and all that. Bye.